Well, I'm going to ask Emily if you'll come on ahead and have some testimonies from some of the ladies that went on the retreat this last weekend. And appreciate that, Emily. You need to hold it, or you want to set it up right there? You're scared to death, aren't you, right here?
No.
You get a guy a mic so people can hear you that are watching.
You guys can't hear me?
It's live stream.
Live. Oh.
Yes, you get a microphone.
Okay, well, I guess I'll hold it. I don't know. Okay. I'm Emily Black. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Journey with Jesus 2022. I was the lay director for it. For all the people that came, there were, I'd say, 20.5 journeyers. I ended up having a feedback at the end of the journey, and I just wanted to say a couple of them. One of them was the whole experience, getting to meet new faces and make new friends. Absolutely, truly amazing, loving, emotional, open my eyes, Journey with Jesus weekend. The other one, wonderful leader. I'm not going to give you guys bad ones, so, Anyhow, wonderful leaders that help give us inspirations, guidance, and love, even tough love when needed. But one of them said, may I suggest less crying? Sorry, on my part, I guess. So I guess I'd like all the journeyers that want to give a testimony, a short testimony, or any team possibly to come up. And now, please.
I would like to go first because I know what's coming later. My name is Carol Bliss. There are 4 or 5 Carols in this church. So I always ask people, what is your last name? Because invariably, you're only going to tell me your first. I spent the first year of coming here in the parking lot and the last year in the back row. I went to the Journey with Jesus trip to meet the women of my church, this church, the family that I'm going to be spending eternity with. I wanted to get to know their heart, their story, their testimonies. It's not my intention to embarrass anyone, but generally, the people in this church don't know each other. Over and over again, I have heard incredulous people say, how long have you been coming? 5 years. I've never seen you here before. Which service do you go to? Oh, that must be why I've never seen you. Well, I don't want to hear that. I was handed a paper invitation to join a small group of crafters. I am a quilter. But the most important thing we do in that group is fellowship together. We are building relationships together. We are all members of the body, the hands and feet of Jesus. How can we help each other if we don't know the needs, our needs? I am not trying to hide behind this. I can mend clothes. I will or could possibly, probably fix a tear, a rip, a seam, sew on a button, hem your pants, or I could teach you how to. I wrote out postcards and saying this, I passed them out to people, and one person accepted my offer. That's not very spectacular to me. I have what I call old-fashioned grandma skills. Do you want to learn to bake a really good pie? Bake a cake? grow tomatoes and can the juice. I love to brainstorm ideas. That's my biggest skill. What can you do?
I got to get downstairs. So my name's Jeannie Rapp, and this is my 3rd year on the journey, 2nd year on the team. I got to take a lot of commands from Emily, but I'm really good at that. So it was a really good weekend. My mom got to be there, so it was really special. And I just want to say thanks to Chris for taking care of the house while I was gone, and to Debbie Fowler. She's not in here right now, but she kept an eye on Maya for us. So that, just want to say thank you for that, and thank you to all the ladies. And just, it was really good. So if you ever get an opportunity to go, I encourage you to. Testimony is huge for me, and I'll say it every year. I went because of Joy's testimony, and she gave her testimony, and I was sitting out there like you and thought, I need to do this, and it's been my thing every year since. So that's it.
Hello, my name's Sandra Thompson. I went the very first year we had the Journey with Jesus. Carol Beckley was the head host of that. I wasn't going to go. I've been wanting to go. But when I found out, Christy told me they were meeting her handicap needs, I knew they could do mine. And we had so many help. And I want to thank Mike Black was there helping us getting up and down the steps. And I'm so thankful. Him and PT helped us and made sure we were safe and got us in and out of the cart and everything. So I want to also thank everybody. I know there's a lot in here, Pastor and several people that sent cards of they meant a lot, you know. Even Monica Stevens and Lori, that we miss dearly, that moved to South Carolina, gave me, probably all of us, a card. Erica, Monica's daughter, was at our table off and on. So it was a blessing. And if anybody thinks you can't do it because of your disabilities, you can do it. If Chrissy and I can do it, anybody can do it. So I encourage everybody to go again and next year. I plan on it. And I just want to thank everybody for the encouragement. So thank you.
Hi. This was my 3rd journey, my 2nd time on the team, and this year was special because my oldest daughter was able to join me, and it was special time together, not just being able to talk and have time to ourselves, but also to learn about Jesus. And I would have to say that if you haven't tried Journey, try it just once. And it was great. The ladies are great. It was a lot of fun, and yes, we do cry from time to time. But it was wonderful. It was really wonderful. Thank you.
Obviously not up here very much.
Hello, everybody. This was my first year going. My name is Christy Hecker. I tried to go 2 years ago. The first time I had a health issue and I was unable to go. And then the other time was COVID shot us down. So this was the first year that I was able to go. So I had no idea what to expect. The wonderful lady standing behind me come up to me, and she was like, Christy, would you mind being a table leader? And I'm like, sure, I don't care, you know. I get along with people real easy. I'm what I call a yippee yapper. I like to talk. No problem. So, a little couple weeks went on, and then she goes, Christy, would you like to possibly do a talk? And I'm like, now I'll remind you, I've never been here before, so I have no idea. Now, when I was younger, I know about Jesus, you know, and I learned about Jesus. I was taught about Jesus. But this, for me, opened my eyes, my heart, my mind, and my life to Jesus. I know how to incorporate him better and more into my life than what I was doing. And if it wasn't for all the ladies that was there willing to shed their tears and open their hearts and their mouths, and if it wasn't for having the journey with Jesus, so many, I think, people would not get to know Jesus the way that you can get to know him. And I implore any woman that thinks that you know Jesus, you may know him, but I pray that you come to journey with Jesus and get closer with him than you can, because this can touch your life more than what you can ever think. I've become so close to women that was at this church. Carol, she sat way in the back. I was one of the ones that she's probably talking about that said, how long have you been here? You know, where do you sit? Because I told her, I said, well, I want you to sit up beside me. She goes, where do you sit? I said, in the front. I said, I'm so ornery, preacher has me sitting up front. I said, well, how would you like to sit up there with me for a month of Sundays? And she was like, but where'd she come? This Sunday she was right up here with me. And she's been here all day with me. So us ladies got really close, and I'm thankful for that. Mike Black, God love him. He and PT, this lady's worked them, especially me. You know, I had some problems having poor pastor, you know. The end of the day, my door fell off my van, you know.
What happens at camp stays.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
sorry.
All right, pass it on. Pass it on.
Anyway, thank you, everybody, and I pray that all the ladies out there, please, next year, come. I guarantee you, you will have a great time and great memories.
Oh, me?
Our new friend.
My name is Tanya Bowers, and this is my first year going as a journeyer. I haven't gone before either, so. About 2 months ago, Emily hunted me down to ask me to go. And I've been asked every year, and I always make the decision and I'm going, but it never happened. I didn't know at the time, but life got in the way, but it was the devil telling me not to go. And she hunted me down on a Sunday morning, or a Sunday night, and I told her I'd think about it. By Wednesday that week, I was signing up to go. And that was the Lord telling me that there was something there I needed to hear. And I think it was Christy that gave the talk on decision and commitment. And that's what I needed to hear, because I always thought I was committed to coming to church and serving the Lord, but I really wasn't. I wasn't. And that really, the talk did me good, but it bothered me because I was like, that's not me, that's not me, but it really is. It made me think, and it is, and I am now going to dedicate everything I have to the Lord and make that commitment and be here. And I have, 2 kids right here that they need to see me in church, and I want them to be in church, to raise their family in church. And I really thank you, Emily, for hunting me down. I don't mean it in a bad way, but I really do. But I thank you, because without you coming and asking me, I would have, made that decision, I'm going to go, but never go. And the Lord didn't let me think twice about it this time. And I'm really grateful. So for anybody that hasn't gone, I really encourage you guys to go, because it is a good time. And I don't know any of these guys up here other than Emily. And Renee, I knew of her, but I didn't really know her. And and I do know them, and they're all wonderful, godly women. And I just think everybody should have that chance to go and enjoy it. So, your turn.
Hi, my name is Therese. I went to the mission trip, and the next day I cleaned my daughter's house because she's going to have back surgery, and then immediately following went home and packed for Journey with Jesus. I can't stress enough for the women to join us at Journey with Jesus. You will get so much out of the women's talks. If nothing else, the talks are inspirational. They come from the women's hearts, and yes, you will cry, you will laugh, you will do so much. I'm plugging for next year because I am, unfortunately, the director next year. So I will be hunting you down to come. And as always, we always appreciate the church praying for us on our journey. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharon, and it was my very first time going to Journey with Jesus. Thanks to Joy for pushing me and encouraging me, and she knew what I really needed, and I really needed this trip. Not just for myself, but spiritually, for myself, and to lean more towards Jesus and learning more about Jesus. I was a bit of a frantic the whole entire time I was gone, because I stay at home and take care of my fiance all the time. And I was kind of like, do I go or do I not go? But I decided to go, and I'm very thankful for that. On the last day that we were there, they had handed out these packets to us. And inside these packets were all these different cards and encouraging words from everyone. So out of this, I don't know, there was 13 cards in my packet from all these people that I never even met, encouraging me on this trip and my journey with Jesus. But something told me there was one piece of paper in that pile of cards, and I set it aside, because it spoke to me. And it was from Pastor Jeremy, and it says, Sharon, I am so glad that you were able to come. I am praying that God takes care of all the details while you are focusing on Him, and you will leave this place knowing how important you are to Jesus and many others too. Keep seeking to please Jesus and obey Him, and He will provide all the things you need along the way. So I'd like to thank Pastor Jeremy and Courtney and the church for sponsoring me, and all the other ladies, Emily, Mike, Renee, Christy. I can't remember everybody, but but I want to thank you all. And yes, if you do go, be prepared to cry a lot. But it's good. It's good for you. It's good for your soul, and you get to learn so much. But always remember that Jesus died for all of us and our sins. Always remember that. If that's one thing, if you don't take away anything, that when you leave that trip, that was one thing that was important to me, because it really gets to you, knowing that Jesus was up on that cross and shedding his blood for all of us. That's really touching. It's more than really touching. So I don't know, I felt like I should share that part of it because that was really important. So.
Just super quick, I've had the just awesome opportunity to go every year. I found myself a little different this year. I was one of the injured ones, so pray for me. I've been down with my back, and I had, graciously offered to help with some of the ladies, and thank goodness Therese was there, Servant's Heart, and many of the other team. I could not do what I'm used to doing there, and so that was hard for me. And then just real super quick, those talks, and that's why it's so important that there's the men's journey and the women's journey. We don't have an opportunity other than to tell the truth there, because you're pulling from life experiences and it's raw, and you are truly opening up your life. And you worry others might judge you, but there's something about when you get away and you tell your story, and I've heard it from where I'm 7 or 8 years now. I think we missed one with COVID, and I've heard so many different ones, and they tell these stories, and you think, how did they make it through? And other women can connect with that. So when I know it was the first year I went, I was like, you want me to leave my nice private bathroom and share with all these other women? It's not like that when you get there. It is like a big fun slumber party. And I know when my kids were being raised and I was young, I didn't really have the need for friendships, but you will. You will. And if you could lay that down just for a moment and just come together and enjoy. And that's what I say, what happens at Journey with Jesus stays there. It's some raw stuff, but it's real, and you connect. So please consider. And as the lady said, whatever accommodation you need, we're going to make it. And I'm going to be the one serving you next year. I'm going to be better, and Therese and the other ones. And whatever your need is, we can make it happen. And nobody mentioned the food. The food was absolutely amazing. So keep those things in mind.
Okay, I was a little reluctant to share at first, but you get that voice that says, you gotta go, you gotta go. So I mostly came up here to say thank you, because without the church's support, I wouldn't have been able to go. And then thank you to the ladies for being supportive and loving and making it easy and fun to share. Wasn't sure what I was gonna get out of it, but it turns out I got a lot out of it. So thank you.
The voice telling me I gotta go was that voice. Yeah, I am a man. I identify as a man. You can call me Mr., right? I was on the women's journey. I was the senior advisor. Me and PT stayed in a camper a little down the ways, but I just wanted to share how inspiring these women are, like Sandy and Christy, that she couldn't sit in a chair without crying. She hurt so bad, and I hear so many excuses from guys. I couldn't sleep in a strange bed. Man up, right? I mean, the women did. So it was just inspiring, I see Doris come every Sunday, and she can't hardly get around. It's just, it was inspiring to me in that way. And I'll give it to Preacher. I'll give it back to Emily.
I just want to thank all the team that put up with me with my bold personality, let's say, and especially Jeannie for me bossing her around, and she listened. And I do want to do a plug for Strongest Thread that Carol Bliss was talking about doing the crafting team, or crafting part, whatever. April 19th, there will be a nightly painting thing that Preacher will be talking about more, and I'll have flyers as well. So if you'd be interested in that, you'll see the flyers out there shortly. That's it. Thank you.